During a time when game companies are constantly going out of their way to screw customers out of their money, it is always nice to see when a game development studio or publisher just put out their really consumer-friendly practices and just show us what the games industry can be at its best. And Sucker Punch lately has kind of been killing it on that front with not only Ghost of Tsushima, the base game, which is this complete package that so many people loved because of the quality and the fact that, cosmetics are all doled out through in-game rewards, and it's just purely a game and not a monetization machine, but also the stuff happening post-launch where they're giving us free new game content and new features. And it is just kind of extending the lifespan of Ghost of Tsushima while garnering all kinds of positive reception. And with Ghost of Tsushima version 1.1, Sucker Punch has really outdone themselves here. With it, not only are we getting enhancements to the base game, but we're getting a brand new multiplayer mode called Legends, which I talked about in a previous video when they first announced it. But here's another trailer that the folks at PlayStation published today that further details what comes with version 1.1. And if you're a Ghost of Tsushima player, I think you're going to be pleased. So let's check this trailer out. And I'm going to be pausing along the way to comment here and there. But yes, this is version 1.1. And right off the bat, custom gear loadouts. This is something that I've always wanted in Ghost of Tsushima, given that I'm constantly kind of switching between outfits and trying different builds, but the problem was that I'd have to reorganize my my charms, and I would have to kind of sort through everything again, and it was kind of painstaking to change your build on the fly. With this edition, that inconvenience changes, and you can see right here, going back a second, that each armor has its own slots for charms, and so that way you can have multiple builds based on the different armors that have their own specialties and the advantages that they offer. So this is a great implementation, a welcome addition to an already fantastic game. Beyond that, New Game Plus. I was shocked that the game didn't have this because right after finishing my playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima, I wanted to delve right back in with all the gear that I had, all the skills and everything. But there are games out there that have added New Game Plus after launch, and it's good to see that this edition's being made to Ghost of Tsushima. And with it, you get a new horse, you get a mysterious new merchant who has new dyes, and here's a glimpse at some of those dyes. Pretty badass looking all around. Really love the cosmetic implementation of Ghost of Tsushima, where again, that stuff is not microtransactions. You just full-on get a satisfaction out of being able to customize your character, and that's a satisfaction that I feel like a lot of developers forget about. They say, oh, cosmetics don't matter, but they do. They do bring about a certain sense of fulfillment when you customize your character to look as badass as you want them, to your preferences, to really express yourself. Ghost of Tsushima allows you to do that, and now they're kind of enhancing that with additional new cosmetic elements at no extra charge. Next up, powerful new charms and new trophies. So extra ways to customize your character build and new challenges to pursue for those who want to extend the longevity of their gameplay experience. And last but not least, the piece de la resistance, Ghost of Tsushima Legends, the 4-player multiplayer mode, 2-player story mode on top of that, 4 unique classes, cosmetics on top of that will be implemented in this multiplayer. And then there is a photo mode specifically for Legends, which actually is great to see because the game really does look beautiful. This multiplayer mode has a very different aesthetic to the base game. The base game feels more grounded. This feels much more mystical and mythological, and all of that is coming to you, Ghost of Tsushima owners, on October 16th, 2020 as a free update, no additional charge. That's in 11 days as of the publishing of this video. Not bad at all. And looking at the reception here, you can see that the internet is pretty blown away. So already it has 400,000 views in just a couple hours. The likes to dislikes ratio speaks for itself, over 99% likes ratio. And then scrolling down, you'll find just heaps of comment, people praising the consumer friendliness that is at display here. just how incredible the new stuff looks, on top of the fact that it's being given out for free in a way that not only improves the game by taking into consideration player feedback and adding highly requested features, but going even beyond that with new content, a new multiplayer mode. Like, this is actually pretty crazy, and I frickin' love it. So you've got comments like, me, take my money, sucker punch, it's a free update for you. Me, then take some more money. The graphics look absolutely incredible. Here's one with almost 700 upvotes. Unlike other games that angers customers, this developer gives what customers want and even more. Can't wait for the PS5 version upgrade. I hadn't even thought about that. You're right, I can't wait for that either. I'm sure the game will look outstanding. Me, I'm done with this game. I'm gonna miss it. Sucker punch. Where are you going? We're far from finished. Here's somebody who points out, just when you think the Heavenly Strike can't get any cooler, they add in a charm so it comes with a lightning bolt. Wait, hold up, I missed that. Oh, snap, yeah, here it is. I didn't even catch this. So, Charm of Heavenly Rebuke. On performing Heavenly Strike, there's a chance for lightning to strike a nearby enemy. I need this in my life. So yeah, these new charms are not just, oh, here's some extra attack. They're adding just brand new effects. So you get the idea. People overall are just incredibly hyped at all the stuff that's being added and the way it's just being given away. Just very gracious. Just what an incredible show of respect for the community. Additional details can be found on this October 5th, 2020 PlayStation blog post, where they go into further details about the various elements of Legends and the new features that they're adding with version 1.1 to the base game. So right here it says, Ghost of Tsushima Legends features 2-player story missions and 4-player survival missions, as well as a raid that will release in the weeks following launch. I'll remind you again, at no additional cost, we're getting all of this. New story missions, co-op story missions, and then sort of a horde mode that's specific to 4 players, and then a whole raid at no additional cost. Beyond that, after you've downloaded version 1.1 of Ghost of Tsushima, you can visit the PlayStation Store from your PS4 to download a free unlock for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which will allow you to play. Keep in mind that an internet connection and an active PlayStation Plus subscription will be required to play with other players. So I imagine that's where Sony's going to make their money back from this, the additional PlayStation Plus subscribers they might get from Legends, and the fact that by releasing this new update, they might draw new people in who have not tried Ghost of Tsushima but maybe are interested to try it out after seeing that there's a multiplayer samurai component coming out that might incentivize others to buy the game and bolster sales. So they're making their money back through goodwill, which is priceless, and through other means, through sales that are bolstered by the addition of this new mode and potential new PlayStation Plus subscribers. As for how you'll be engaging with this new multiplayer mode, it reads right here, once you have version 1.1, you'll notice a new character at various towns and locations in Tsushima, Gyozen the Storyteller. He's heard the rumors about the Ghost of Tsushima, but he has a different perspective about what's actually happening in this homeland. Gyozen is the author and gatekeeper of the stories you'll find in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and when you talk to him, he'll be happy to share one of his transportive stories about the ghosts. So this is how I predicted this would be set up. Like, it is all still in the Ghost of Tsushima universe, but they can get away with the mystical stuff because it is from the perspective of a man who's telling these stories about these legends, and that's where you get all the mythological and mystical and kind of supernatural-looking imagery, which is a great setup. And then finally it reads, speaking to Gyozen will give you access to the Ghost of Tsushima Legends lobby, but you can also get these directly from the title menu or the pause menu, or by accepting a PSN invitation from a friend. So you won't have to go through the whole process of going to the single-player mode and then going to multiplayer. You can just do that from the outset from the main menu, which is a nice quality of life thing. And then from there we have the 4 classes. There's the Samurai. Samurai players can run straight towards combat and stay there, sustaining their health while chopping enemies down left and right. When you're overwhelmed, use the Hachiman's Fury ultimate attack to slash through enemies in a flurry of strikes. So basically, your classic tank slash damage dealer melee combatant. Next up we have Hunter. As a hunter, you can stand on the edge of combat and snipe enemies before they even see you. You can also use explosive arrows to slow down groups, and when the combat gets really fierce, the Eye of Uchisune ultimate attack will unleash multiple arrows straight at your enemy's head. So long-range DPS as well as a bit of support. There is the Ronin. Ronin players can revive their entire team with the Breath of Azanami ultimate ability. You might play Ronin because you want to help your human friends, or you might do it because the Ronin class is also able to summon a spirit dog, and yes, you can absolutely pet your spirit dog 11 out of 10. So this class seems to be more support, though with certain offensive capabilities like a frickin' spirit dog. Why the hell not? And finally, the Assassin. If you prefer doing massive damage with a single attack, you'll love the Assassin. The Shadow Strike ultimate attack will allow you to teleport across the battlefield and directly strike your enemies. If that's not intimidating enough, wait until you see the terrifying masks the Assassin gets to wear. So this is very much the glass cannon, the DPS of the party. This is definitely my preferred class. It's probably what I'll first be checking out. But all classes sound compelling, like they're gonna round out a good party and really encourage people to work together. And then here's an explanation about each of the modes. So the story missions are designed for 2 players and take you through Gyozen stories about what's really happening in Tsushima. When you unlock higher difficulties, you'll face new encounters, tougher enemies, bonus objectives, and greater rewards. So higher difficulty isn't just about enemies dealing more damage, there's just variations of things, and of course you get better rewards the higher the difficulty is. The raid is set to be something that you'll need all your skill, top tier gear, and a great 4-player team to be able to survive in Eo's realm? I'm assuming that's referring to that kind of Lovecraftian looking setting we have seen in the trailers. I believe that's kind of what the raid entails. And then the blog post adds, the raid is an epic 3-part adventure that will require excellent teamwork and communication to overcome. It'll be released in the weeks following the launch of Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Really looking forward to that. And then beyond explaining that there's a new photo mode present for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, they also emphasize, and this is important, Legends is packed with new cosmetics and they'll all be unlocked through gameplay without any microtransactions. I love it when companies do this because they are actively stigmatizing microtransactions. They're putting microtransactions out there as if it's a negative thing, and by saying we're not going to do this, they're adding further to that stigma and encouraging other companies to follow suit. This is how you do it. This is how you treat customers with respect. You can thrive in the games industry, be successful without gouging players for money, without nickel and diming players, and to see them actively pursuing this and actively calling out microtransactions and saying we're not doing any of this shit. 2 thumbs up from me. And they further explain that looking cool is important, but Ghost of Tsushima Legends gameplay progression really centers around the gear you've equipped and the techniques you've unlocked. You'll be awarded with increasingly rare and powerful gear as you take on greater challenges, and you unlock new techniques as you gain experience with each class. We have also added some new trophies for Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which will appear in a separate section of your trophy list and do not count toward Ghost of Tsushima's Platinum trophy. Hell to the yes. We then move on to the single-player campaign updates, starting with the New Game Plus. So in terms of what will happen when you do activate a New Game Plus, well, first of all, you'll start New Game Plus from the release to the open world shortly after Jin's initial confrontation with the Khan, which makes sense if you've played the game. You'll keep all of the techniques, gear, and vanity items obtained in a previous playthrough, and difficulty will be increased to provide a new challenge, but you can still adjust it down in the menu. So basically everything carries over. Beyond that, you're getting additional features like a new horse with a vibrant red mane, new charms that will allow Jin to unleash devastating attacks and potentially change the way you play, which sounds interesting, and then additional upgrades to your sword, bow, and armor, which is nice. And last but not least, new trophies that will be separate from the trophies in the base game. So if you've already platinum Ghost of Tsushima, the stuff in Legends and in New Game Plus will not count towards that. Those will be separate trophy lists. Now, here's an interesting detail about the Ghost Flower merchant. So the way they are going about rewarding players in New Game Plus is through what are called Ghost Flowers. So here are the details. Exclusively in New Game Plus, you'll be able to earn a new type of flower, the Ghost Flower. This new type of flower can only be earned in New Game Plus and is accepted by a mysterious new merchant that you'll find in Ariake. If you complete a tale or activity and already have the reward, you'll earn ghost flowers in its place, so even if you've completed Jin's journey before, it's still exciting to explore Tsushima once again to collect as many ghost flowers as you can. And then these can be exchanged for new vanity and cosmetic items sold exclusively by this ghost flower merchant, so there are reasons to redo activities with new rewards, new cosmetic elements. It's a very smart implementation. Last but not least, they briefly touch upon the implementation of armor loadouts, which, as I said, is a very welcome addition to me as someone who likes to switch and try different builds. But yeah, this is pretty much everything the blog post conveys. This is pretty much everything you need to know about Ghost of Tsushima version 1.1. And I'll say once again, Sucker Punch, you have outdone yourself. What a killer way to close out the PS4 era. I commend them for this in every way, shape, or form. This is just incredibly gracious of them. This is how you build a loyal community around you. This is how more game companies should conduct themselves. Just all the kudos out to the folks over at Sucker Punch. I cannot wait for this. With that, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Ghost of Tsushima version 1.1 and Legends. Are you excited for this? Drop a comment, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.